All right, hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. Thanks for joining me. So right now, I want to talk about November and what's going on with that. So right now, let me just give you a brief synopsis of November. So November's energy, the astrological energy, is Scorpio for the most part. With the sun already in the sign of Scorpio, we're looking to be a little more intense. We're looking at clearing the things that have been part of our lives for a very long time that we want to get rid of, because Scorpio is very well known for transformation. And for things to transform, we need to see what really is the root of any issue or the cause of issues that we might have in our lives. So this is an opportunity once a year, especially when the sun moves through that Scorpio energy, for us to be made aware of what is deep within, what is hidden from ourselves, what we hide from ourselves, or where this transformation in our lives need to happen. And so we're going to work with that because we have many planets moving through the sign of Scorpio and a few others, and we'll get to the details of that in a second. So wherever you have Scorpio in your chart, I will be addressing that by talking about each zodiac sign next and how that plays out for you. Okay, so let's see. Libra, this is for you. My notes are over here. I'm sorry, I'll be looking sideways. On November 2nd, Mercury moves into the sign of Scorpio, and that means it moves into your solar second house. And with Mercury in the second house, that is our values. So Mercury is all about communication, and Scorpio is let's dig deep and what's going on. What is going on in my value system, and how is that shifting and changing? That second house also represents the skills and talents that we use to earn a living, or we should use to earn a living. The new moon on November 11th, which there'll be a separate forecast for this, but just as a side note, it will be in the solar second house for you. So you're going to be able to set new goals as to what you want to transition, how you want to shift what it is that you're doing. Lots of times that second house, using skills and talents to earn a living, a lot of people will take hobbies, because we're really good at our hobbies, the things that we really love to do, and we can turn them into an income. This is an opportunity for you to do that and keep it part of the second house. All right, part of the things that you really want to do and what you're passionate about. So keep that in mind. So that's what we get with November 2nd, and for 3 weeks after that, plus the new moon on the 11th. But also on November 2nd, we have, Venus in Virgo making a conjunction to Mars in Virgo. They're at the end of Virgo, so pretty soon they're going to move into Libra, and I'll get to that. But this Mars-Venus conjunction goes on in your solar 12th house, and what that means is there's stuff going on behind the scenes. Some of the things, too, that area represents is our spiritual beliefs and spiritual practices and our dream time. So you might be having dreams about your soulmate. You might be all of a sudden discovering some secrets about your soulmate or what's going on there. So that Mars-Venus connection, is interesting because it can reveal things that we want to know about a relationship, or it can just put us into this dream state and looking for this fantasy relationship. Or if that isn't even an issue for you, relationships, it could very well be that you're practicing some new metaphysical thing, and that's what you're focusing in on instead, that 12th house. It's all the hidden things about us that we don't even want to reveal to ourselves, but with those two planets connecting in there, coming together in that sector, you're going to be made very much aware of what's going on in your life in that regard. I know. So, but as soon as November 8th comes along, Venus moves into the sign of Libra, and that is your solar first house. And so Venus in Libra, you're going to all of a sudden feel like you need a makeover. On November 12th, a few days later, Mars moves in there. When Mars crosses the ascendant, we have to be very, very careful. Now, most people don't have 0 degrees of Libra on their ascendant, so depending on what day Mars and Venus do move in there, be cautious, especially of Mars. You need to know what that is. You need to know your exact birth time to know what the exact degree is on your rising sign. But when Mars and Venus move into Libra and then into your solar first house, there's a little bit of cautious. So when you feel this coming, if you're feeling anxiety or anxious, just take some breaths and slow down, because we're looking for balance. And sometimes with Mars in Libra, that can be passive aggressive. So we're going too fast, and then that creates problems. all right, or if we need to vocalize what's going on in our relationships with our partner, and we don't, but we do things behind their back, and it's not comfortable. That passive aggressive behavior of lots of times when Mars is in that sign of Libra is uncomfortable. So set some goals and set your sight on not doing that, and just working on what the relationships are about instead. I want to move on to, let's see, on November 20th. I just want you to know, as a precursor to Saturn in Sagittarius, been in your third house. It was there January to June, took a break, went back in September, and is in there now. When Saturn's in the third house, what that represents is that we just get serious about our communication. We will spend more time, we kind of feel stuck in our neighborhood, but that's okay. We're working on stabilizing what our environment is, and we're working on stabilizing how we think and feel and communicate with others. Now, on the 20th, Mercury moves into the sign of Sag, and that's your third house. The Sun on the 22nd moves into the sign of Sagittarius, into your third house. Mercury in the third, Sun in the third, lots of communication happens. On the 24th and the 29th, Mercury and the Sun, respectively, will make a conjunction to Saturn in your third house. All of that represents a lot of focus on stabilizing how you communicate to the world, stabilizing how you communicate with your siblings, your neighbors, and it can also help you out with, filling in the holes in your education, especially if you're more of an adult than a youth. Sometimes we feel we haven't had enough education or something is missing. So we might actually end up going back to school to kind of fill in the holes or to advance our education. That's what Sagittarius is about. Saturn wants us to feel strong and secure. And Mercury moves through that sector quick, and so does the Sun within 3-4 weeks. But while they do that through the end of November into December, the energy of this is all about feeling stable in our thoughts, our emotions, and how intelligent we feel and how we communicate with others. That's what we get with this. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and share. Thank you. And come to my website, nature astrologer.com, with any questions. Namaste.